Derek.
Hi, Emma.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, doing well. Hi,
Hi,
Alex.
good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well, thanks. So today we are here to discuss Brian and his recent admission to our long-term care facility. There have been some concerns regarding his adjustment to our facility and how his cognitive decline is impacting his quality of life. The nursing staff referred Brian to our on-site speech-language pathologist, Derek. He has done an extensive evaluation process with Brian. Today he's going to go over what he found and give us some recommendations. He's going to provide us with 2 long-term goals that he would like to work on with Brian. And then he will share an activity that you can do with Brian at home or here at the facility. So I'll pass it on to Derek to share his findings.
All right. Thank you. So, based on his medical history and my own assessment, Brian is showing signs of memory decline. He's also unaware of his consequences to his actions. So, for example, he was known to give strangers his address and tell them that he lives alone. He's also been increasingly disorientated and confused. He's having a hard time sleeping, which is leading to him kind of wandering around in the night and getting lost. He is having trouble acclimating to our facility, and he doesn't know why he's here. One of my main concerns is that he no longer recognizes his decline in abilities. So before he came here, a year before he came here, he was aware that his cognitive abilities were declining, and now that he's unaware, it's leading to trouble with some of the staff and how he communicates with staff. He's also having difficulty expressing his wants and needs, and he becomes agitated with others who try to help him out and give him important information. And finally, his vision and auditory attention skills seem to be very limited. So, and that's negatively affecting his quality of life.
So, what do you think is wrong with him?
Well, based on his medical history, Brian's condition is likely a result of vascular dementia, which is also leading to symptoms of anomic aphasia, which is essentially means that he's having difficulty finding the words when he's speaking and expressing himself.
Well, what can my staff and our facility do on our end to help Brian feel most comfortable here?
Right. So I've come up with a few recommendations for the staff and how they communicate with Brian. The first one would be to have a staff member bring a whiteboard in the morning with daily options for like meals and activities for the day. So you would read with Brian these options and then let him choose how he wants his day to be structured.
Should the whiteboard be left in Brian's room so that he can see it before he walks out of the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Leaving it in his room would be a great idea.
Okay.
Also, we want to prioritize his hearing and vision needs, as it's impairing his communication with others and having that negative effect on his quality of life.
Okay. I will set up some hearing and vision evaluations this week for Brian.
Finally, we want to incorporate Brian's interests and experiences with daily conversations and activities. So this would include like spending one-on-one time with Brian, and give him the opportunity to share his thoughts and feelings. Also, you could talk to family members, or even going off his history report. We can find more things about Brian and what his interests are and what things like he used to do.
So, where would you say we go from here, and how do I begin to help Brian adjust to kind of this new living environment and see him make progress?
Right. So I've come up with a couple long-term goals that we can use for Brian. So the first one would be Brian will demonstrate knowledge of daily activities and orientation of his surroundings when presented with a visual cue as measured by SLP observation. So basically, we want Brian to be able to use that whiteboard to sort of plan out his day and know what's going on, and then we're going to use that to kind of measure his progress. Also, the second long-term goal, will be Brian will demonstrate independent use of compensatory and recall strategies for word finding as measured by caregiver or SLP interaction with Brian. And so I'm going to go over some of these activities with you that you can use with Brian. So the first one there's some strategies to use while talking with Brian to help elicit the desired word that Brian's trying to say. We call these word retrieval cues. So, would you mind practicing some of these so we get the hang of it?
I'd love to.
Okay. The first one is telling Brian the opposite of what he's trying to say. So let's pretend I'm Brian and you're talking to me. So if you said hot and I would say cold, for example. So let's try another one. So why don't you come up with one, and I'll say the opposite.
Okay, so I could say the opposite of day is
Night.
okay.
Excellent. Another one is using synonyms as word cues. So say another word for lady is
Woman.
woman. Great. Also the use of a name of a category. So it's a building, or it's a fruit, or it's an insect. So you would provide the category to elicit the word.
Okay.
So if he's like looking at an apple, you could say like it's a fruit. That would help him jog the memory of the word apple.
Right.
Okay.
Or if he's trying to come up with, and this is to help him. So if he's trying to come up with a word, you can just maybe have him give the category
Okay.
instead.
Okay.
So yeah, those are just some ways, some activities that you can use with Brian that's going to focus on those word retrieval skills.
Great. Thank you.
So Alex, how do you feel after discussing Brian's situation and where we're going to be heading from here?
Good. I found this to be a very helpful session, and I'm more confident in Brian adjusting to this facility, and now I have some strategies to use with him for word finding.
Good to hear.
Great. And our main goal is just to make Brian's transition to our facility smoother and easier and less traumatic based on his current condition. Your support is going to play a big part in that, and how he manages his daily activities. So thank you.
Well, thank you both for coming in today. It's been a very informative and constructive meeting. Please let me know if I can help either of you in the future. If you need anything, you have my email address, so let me know.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Derek.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Alex.